Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Sam.
And we welcome you to the latest episode of Such a Ranker, the show where we take 5, not 7, completely random films and try to rank them from worst to best. What could possibly go wrong? Sam, how are we doing today? We good?
We're good. Looking forward to talking about pirates and McDonald's and Italians in this podcast.
If it could be called Italians, caricatures, should we say.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just I'm feeling a little bit tired today. But it's all right, we'll power through. We've got a cup of tea and a fairy cake, and we're going to absolutely get through this with all the energy we can muster. So, Sam, kick us off. What are the 5 films we're talking about today?
Well, a David Fincher classic.
Absolutely. From 2014.
And also a Ben Affleck classic.
Ben Affleck classic.
Gone Girl.
Yeah, 2014. I've already said that, but...
Yes. Yes, Gone Girl.
Cut.
The... Gone Girl, the thriller classic starring Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike about Ben Affleck's missing wife.
Yes.
Or is she?
Absolutely. And then we're going to follow that up with a little talk about 2021's House of Gucci.
The Ridley Scott film.
That lasts for 12 years.
It's very self...
Time you will never get back.
It's very self... what's the word? Self-referential in the title. It's all about the House of Gucci.
It is.
Every Gucci possibly ever created.
And all facets of Gucci.
None
the ins and outs.
None who are actually played by Italians.
Absolutely, yeah. Then we move on to 2016's The Founder.
The Founder?
Yes, a biopic. Well, is it a biopic?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a biopic about McDonald's.
It is a biopic about McDonald's, and its founder, Ray Kroc.
Ray Kroc, played by Michael Keaton.
Who was, at the time, at the peak of his powers.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll have to do a Michael Keaton one credit
Can't wait for it one day.
That'd be a good one.
Absolutely.
And then we have, speaking of pirates...
Is McDonald's a pirate ship, then?
No.
Where are you going with this?
I was trying so hard.
Speaking of pirates, could you say, speaking of wet French fries?
Speaking of McDonald's in the Caribbean, we have pirates...
That's what I'm saying!
We have Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, otherwise known as Pirates of the Caribbean 4, otherwise known as the film everyone forgets.
They're all web film that everyone forgets.
Ooh, controversial.
We did Dead Man's Chest, didn't we, before, on Such a Ranker? Have we done any of the other pirates? Because I feel like we've spoken to death about Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, I think this is the second time we've mentioned pirates.
I just find it really alien that this is quite a lot of Pirates movies that we've had a conversation about now. Not one Transformers or Fast and Furious film has come up yet.
What do you want? Do you want to talk about Transformers?
Mad. No, I don't want to talk about them at all, but they will come up at some point.
I'll
talk about Bumblebee, though. Bumblebee's good fun.
Bumblebee?
Yeah,
I did not see Bumblebee.
Yeah.
But anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. It is basically the pursuit of the Holy Grail. Oh, wait, not the Holy Grail, because that's clearly another film that I thought about while watching this. They're looking for the Fountain of Youth.
Yes. They look for the Fountain of Youth, a short story that stretched over 2.5 hours.
Not going to lie. We'll talk about it more, but I would have absolutely have taken more Keith Richards as the Henry Jones.
How quickly is he in it and then out of it? I was like, you need to be in this more.
Well, they had to bring Keith Richards back to life after a tour.
Then we're going to wrap this up with The Bourne Identity from 2002. I actually put this down as reinventing the action genre again post Matrix. So I love the Bourne movies, and then kicking off with this one and I will say this because this will also become a thing as the longer this podcast goes on for, the elusive Doug Liman.
Yes.
From the most elusive director in Hollywood.
Is he the greatest ghost director of all time?
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. I'm surprised he didn't direct Presence, a film about a ghost.
Can you imagine how...
I'd love to see him do Poltergeist. That'd be impressive. A ghost filming a ghost.
I was just thinking, can you imagine if he made Malignant? How much our lives would never... There would be no point of doing a podcast because our lives would have reached such an apex.
Doug Liman, Malignant 2.
So, Gone Girl.
What did I say, 2014?
24. That's the third time you've said 2014.
I know. Apparently I'm just obsessed with dates at the moment.
What were you up to in 2014?
What was I up to in 2014? So, I had moved jobs in 2014. That was the big highlight of my life at that moment in time. So I was getting used to a new job. I was reading Gillian Flynn on the train, and actually, Gone Girl was one of those films where I read the book first. One of the first times in my life that I was so ahead of popular culture that I had managed to read the book before the film came out. So often I do it the other way around.
I watched this film when I worked at Odeon Cinemas, and it was the midnight showing, and it was probably the best midnight showing that I had there. Because I was completely blown away. I knew nothing about this film.
No.
It was David Fincher's first film since The Dragon Tattoo, like 3 years before.
Is that 3 years before?
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, I was blown away. I was blown away by the story, blown away by Ben Affleck being so good in the film.
Yeah.
This is probably, I think we've actually mentioned, but previously, this is probably his best performance.
Yes. This is actually, this plus his role, or his turn as Batman, or more Bruce Wayne than Batman, have actually made me completely reappraise Ben Affleck. It makes me reappreciate the stuff that he does really well, and the stuff that he doesn't do well at all. And actually, in a weird way, it's made me reappraise, but it's also made me have a stricter barometer for the stuff that I think he does well and not well. Does that make sense? I hold him to a different or higher expectations now because of the stuff he's done really well. And that actually kicked off because of Gone Girl and then what he did with Bruce Wayne. So from that standpoint, it's good. He was good in Air and stuff like that too. But yeah, brilliant turn. Rosamund Pike, though.
Rosamund Pike, right. This is a very interesting actor because she did very little in terms of prestige, and then did this.
Absolutely
which
nails
was
this.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And then has just gone off again for another.
Yeah. But all the smaller things she's done. So she's doing that Wheel of Time on Amazon, right? Which is like it's kind of like a series, like Game of Thrones, I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
And that's now come to an end. I think that's been cancelled. So she's finished that. She was in Saltburn last year, a couple of years ago.
She played
and she was a real eccentric mum in that.
Yeah.
So there's lots and lots of different areas that she turns up now, but she's picking those more interesting stuff. Everything post Gone Girl has this weird edge to it. So she's kind of picking like good roles, but yeah, she absolutely nails Gone Girl. Gone Girl is just phenomenal.
Well, we could mention one of her earlier films, if you like. Die Another Day.
Oh, Die Another Day. Any excuse to come back to that.
She plays the villain lady.
Yes.
Not the... I know, because it's...
she's a double crosser, isn't she?
Double crosser.
Double crosser.
Did you like Neil Patrick Harris in this film?
I did, yeah.
He got a lot of hate for this film,
really?
Weirdly.
Well, it's probably because it was an interesting choice because it was... off the back of, or at the time of How I Met Your Mother. It was a real character killer. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a good choice. And that's not out of the realm of Neil Patrick Harris's wheelhouse, right? When you consider when he was doing like Dougie Hauser or Doogie Howser, whatever the kid doctor thing was. But then he goes and does stuff like Harold and Kumar, where he plays himself, which is fantastic. And then he goes and does things like, How I Met Your Mother, and then completely breaks that character. So I thought this was a good turn from him. I like it. I think it's a good weird moment. I kind of compare it to some like the Dragon Tattoo movie, where all of a sudden just random actors turn up, like Vanessa Redgrave.
Yes.
Like she just turns up and just has like a great turn in that, and you're like, oh, okay, why not? It's a bit like that.
Do you think David Fincher will return to his sort of thriller roots?
I think he tried to with Assassin, didn't he?
Oh, what, The Killer?
Yeah. Oh, The Killer. That's it. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that was weird.
That was a weird movie, man.
Very
It just didn't
But
work.
I suppose this kind of like meaty thriller.
Also, I can't believe we're going to get to another episode where I say, if you really want to see that stuff from Fincher, go and watch Mindhunter. Go watch it now. It's so good, and it's very Fincher, and it's so good. So I would definitely recommend going to see it. In terms of adaptations go, is this the most... I'm going to start with my question. Is this the most successful author adaptation? Because the writer of this movie was Gillian Flynn, the person who wrote the novel. So is this the most successful movie written by the novelist?
What a question. I'm going to think of so many.
I mean, the reason why I kind of argue against that is Mario Puzo technically did Godfather. So...
Oh, I would probably say him.
That's got to be quite a successful adaptation, right?
Oh, that is such a question. I need like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Are we called to do this podcast for 3 hours?
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah. That's what we're doing tonight. Yeah.
Have a think.
I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting one because as I was was putting notes together for the show, I just thought to myself, that's a really good movie for someone who's never written a script before off of her own work. I was like, that's impressive.
I will get back to you one day on this.
Okay. Well, then we'll park that then for another day. But yes, fantastic movie. In terms of stats, so this made 371 million off a budget of 61.
That
hugely
is
successful.
Incredibly impressive.
And it nabbed Rosamund Pike a Best Actor nomination as well for the role. It sits at a huge Metascore of 79. So critics loved it. And from everyone we speak to as well, they love it too.
Yeah.
So I think all arounder, Gone Girl, strong effort.
House of Gucci.
House of Gucci, 2021.
Ridley Scott.
I'm just gonna now just pepper this podcast with dates. 2021. 2021. 2021. Did it come out in 2021?
You're turning into. You've been hanging around with me too much.
I know.
Becoming the
so
date
I
man.
won't remember it. You'll have it cast in stone, and I'll wake up tomorrow and go, it was 2019, wasn't it? Yes.
House of Gucci. Is this film, considering it only came out 5 years ago, just already a film that has aged badly just in terms of like representation?
Do you remember any of it?
Yeah.
I remember none of this movie.
Really?
I had to literally piece together my opinion based off of like trailers and clips online. I have seen this film, and all I remember is the absolute mind-melting performance of Jared Leto.
I think. Well, this is. I think all the performances are really good, other than him.
Yeah, but his is so bad that it kind of brings the rest of the movie down.
It's a stacked cast.
Stacked. Like Adam Driver's fantastic.
You've got Adam Driver. You've got
great lead.
Lady Gaga.
Yep.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino's in it.
Jeremy Irons.
Yep.
And I suppose you can kind of get away with Lady Gaga and Al Pacino because they're Italian descent, but it's just like, why are there no Italians in this film that's completely set in Italy?
Yeah.
But the film is about the House of Gucci, or the rise and fall of House of Gucci, which I believe is what the book is called.
Yes. I haven't written that down.
Or am I getting confused with the fall and rise of the House of Usher?
I have no idea, mate. No idea.
Am I having one of my brain moments?
Yeah, possibly.
But no, it's essentially about the rise and fall of Adam Driver's Gucci.
Yep.
And his family and its standing in life, and how he met Lady Gaga's character.
Yep.
And how that marriage kind of imploded on itself.
Yeah. And it's the story about basically how she usurps her way into a family, and then things start going horribly wrong, and it's like the question of doubt over her role in all the things going wrong.
Yeah, it's very much like a soap opera film directed by Ridley Scott, which is very interesting.
It's really interesting because it feels like an advert, which is Ridley Scott's background. It's very good looking. It's a good looking movie.
Ridley Scott's wife is Italian, so I am assuming this is like a passion project inspired by her.
Okay.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
I think the film is mostly fine, but with moments of pure lunacy, specifically by some of the Jared Leto moments. Because that's what I feel like everyone remembers. Is this the beginning of Jared Leto's fall?
Downfall, yeah. Yep, I've got that written down numerous times. I genuinely think that...
Well, I suppose Joker would be maybe the beginning of the end.
People were getting bored of him. Like, really bored of him. And I think this was really... This didn't do him any favours.
No, this is... I mean, it's the thing. It's the over-the-topness of him.
Yeah.
Where he did Dallas Buyers Club, which is a good performance. Again, a performance that probably hasn't aged well in the modern world.
Yeah.
But he's just taken that and just gone nuts with it.
Yeah.
And he's essentially doing like an impression of like Mario and Luigi at this point.
That's what I remember it for. I remember the film otherwise being pretty dull. And then every so often you're just peppered with this just complete baffling performance in the middle of it that you're just like, these are different movies, right? These are different movies.
Yeah.
We're about to get like a Wayans brother come out from the corner or something. Do you know what I mean? Like it's that type of thing. And it's like, well, I just don't get this. I don't get it.
Does Ridley Scott have another classic in him?
I hope so.
Because he's kind of... Yeah, did this begin his kind of decline in many ways?
No, I think you could go much further back with things like The Counselor and stuff like that. I think.
But he did The Martian, like that, because he went on a bit of a rut and then did The Martian. And because he's got a film called Dog Stars coming out this year, which is like a post-apocalypse film.
Okay, but he also did
with
Gladiator 2.
Yeah, but that was just like, that might be
that was a proper studio movie.
One of the most I would argue that's one of the most disappointing films of the 2020s.
Okay.
In a weird way. Not that it was like a bad film, but it was just a messy film. Right, we now need to talk about a film that had no right to be a success, but kind of worked in every possible regard, which is The Founder.
Yes, The Founder. Yes. 2016.
2016's The Founder. The film stars Michael Keaton playing Ray Kroc,
Yep.
who controversially founded McDonald's.
Yep.
In a interesting way, and this film essentially details that rise that he had to basically make the most iconic food franchise, I suppose, food chain the world has ever seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Directed by John Lee Hancock, who's got credits from The Blind Side, Save Mr. Banks, The Highwayman, and he's written by Robert Siegel. So Pam and Tommy, The Wrestler. It does feel like a team that could work to bring something like The Founder together.
That's a very underrated filmography, that. Saving Mr. Banks and then The Founder.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because again, Saving Mr. Banks had no right to be as good as it was.
No. So it's a proper gem, that movie.
Is this film the most depressing film of the 2010s? Spotlight?
Well, possibly because Nick Offerman's performance is so good at being the downtrodden that it's...
makes me so sad.
So sad.
I will say one thing. The kind of turn into Mr. Burns kind of comes out of nowhere.
Okay.
Based on the viewing that I had of The Founder, it did feel like Ray Kroc's character was like downtrodden, and then all of a sudden he just becomes like an evil supervillain.
Yeah.
For like the rest of the film. And
then once the greed sets in,
and then it's just basically like a slow death of like true kind of like small business mentality.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is one of those great films where it really does sort of create that idea of how brutal business is.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I suppose
it's a bit social networking in that way.
It's just business could not be more summarized by this film.
Yeah. And I think he even says that at some point.
Well, I mean, can we do spoilers
Should we do spoilers? Should we just say it is? I mean, we've got enough warning now.
Well, because one of the big things at the end of the film is like, why did you want to take our business?
Yeah.
And Ray Kroc just says, because it's called McDonald's and it just sounds American.
Yeah.
Ray Kroc sounds Eastern European, which is obviously very unpopular at that time. So it just kind of worked.
Yeah.
And yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely. In terms of like look, I think this is a really good looking movie. I think it really captures the time really well.
I agree.
So I think Hancock's got a good eye for this stuff, particularly as we mentioned in conjunction with Saving Mr. Banks. There's just a really good kind of sense of place, I think, in here. Movie itself, Keaton, absolutely height of his powers, right?
Yep.
My argument would be Homecoming is when things start to take a bit of a dip. But this was just before Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, and it was just after Spotlight. So he absolutely nailed a ensemble movie and then went straight into this, basically just kind of decrying why he is in fact a leading man still as well. And he very much is. He's kind of in the middle of it. I reviewed this when it came out. And I said, this is absolutely fine. Like in terms of, it's more than fine. It's a really enjoyable biopic about something I didn't know a lot about. Really fun and enjoyable. One of my main criticisms though, and I'm going to bring it up because we have a history with her on the show, Laura Dern is not in this movie at all. There's a scene where he comes in and he basically shouts upstairs at her and she says something back to him, like they're just having a conversation. And I kid you not, that was the first time where I went, is Laura Dern in this movie? And so like straight away, like, you know, she needed to be in it a lot more.
This was just before her big... I mean, it's still... You would expect her to be in it more, but...
Oh, this is before she exploded with Marriage Story and all of that lot, right? So this is before that. But I mean, you know, it's Laura Dern. You still like seeing Laura Dern and being Laura Dern, right?
Of the Dern.
The derniest of the
Deserves her Dernest moment.
She needs to earn that Dernesty.
Earn the Dern. Oh!
She's got a Dernesty of being Dern. That is the thing. Write that down, boys. That's the Instagram. That's the Instagram advert right there. Oh dear. No, Laura Dern. Yes, no, she needed to be in a lot more. In terms of, let's say some of his figures, 24 million off a 25 million budget. It didn't quite wash its face.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, how do you market this film? It's about McDonald's.
So this is when it's really interesting. There was no real awards buzz about this, and it had a February release window. So the studios didn't have a lot of faith in this movie going out, particularly in 2016 as well. It's got a strong meta score, 66. I absolutely would recommend it. I did in my review. I imagine you recommend it as well. I think it deserves a bit more praise than it gets. And that's it. And it does it just so well. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. What is your thoughts? So before we kick into this, what are your thoughts on the Pirates of the Caribbean movies?
They are good fun until they're not. So the first film, Dead Man's Chest. That's
Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl is the first one, isn't it?
So the first one, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
Massive surprise, I think, for everyone involved.
Good.
Made Johnny Depp a superstar.
Yeah.
Kind of made him break through that sort of big Hollywood mold. And then I just think it was one of those, what is the expression? Something in a bottle.
Lightning in a bottle.
Lightning in a bottle thing. And they just didn't know where to go with it. I actually quite enjoyed Dead Man's Chest.
Is that the second one?
That's the second one with Bill Nighy as...
Squid Man. Davy Jones?
Davy Jones. And then the third film is just overbloated.
Yeah.
It's boring.
What's that one? That's not Stranger Tides, is it?
At World's End.
At World's End, okay. So Stranger Tides is the one actually we're talking about today, which is the fourth one.
Yeah.
Just goes to show how completely interchangeable these things are.
I did not watch this film when it came out of the cinema because I was like, I'm done with Pirates of the Caribbean.
I watched the third one, and then I don't think... No, I saw Saladar's Revenge. Oh, I reviewed Saladar's Revenge.
It's even worse.
Oh, God, that's a terrible movie. No, this is the fourth movie. This is the fourth movie with the fourth review score that kind of marks where it sits in the not trilogy, saga.
But this film kind of cements that Jack Sparrow was a very popular character.
Yeah.
This film made $1.1 billion.
This made just silly amount of money.
Like, imagine a Pirates film. Imagine saying to someone who's like 12, do you know that a film about pirates that came out 15 years ago made $1 billion?
Oh, yeah. Mad.
But that was the power of Johnny Depp and this character and this franchise, and they just had no story.
No.
I would argue that there isn't really a lot of story with, like, there's been 5 films, like 3.5 of them.
Yeah. Well, we said, didn't we? Like, just before we got on the recording and that, I just kind of thought to myself, well, what does Pirates of the Caribbean mean to me? And I must admit, the biggest frustration, and it kind of weirdly ties into everything we were just talking about, is there's a bunch of titles that don't really link up to the plots, which make them then unbelievably indistinguishable from one another, that are then based on essentially short stories or short, like, small areas of the ride that you go by that is then overstretched to, for some reason, 2.5 hours. And that's where my relationship with them. I think it's really important that films like this exist. Huge blockbuster productions, which you can tell it just bleeds everything. They all look good.
Crowd pleasers.
They're all good fun. Where it really draws the line with me, particularly with this fourth one, and I was feeling it from the second one, to be perfectly honest, is everything in this movie outstays its welcome.
Oh my God. Well,
just from everything. All of the action is just action. Then we'll stop to do 10 seconds of plot. And then we'll have another 20 minutes of action. And you're like, this is so directionless and pointless. None of this is moving the story forward. For some reason, you just felt the need to go, oh, that's a good set piece. We'll chuck that in. Oh, that's a good set piece. We'll chuck that in. The opening 20 minutes, which is just Jack trying to get his first mate, out from prison. And he dresses up like a judge. It just keeps going. All of a sudden, then he's put in front of the king. But then all of a sudden, he's on like horse and carts, doing like surfing those through the streets. And then he's swinging on chandeliers. And you're like, I'm not going to get this back. I'm not going to get this time back because it's so utterly pointless. Like, it's not driving anything. And I got to that point with this one. Like, I was watching it and I was going, okay, right, so I'm 45 minutes in and I've just worked out that this is actually about the Fountain of Youth. I'm not sure how that's tied to Stranger Tides as a title. And I just thought to myself, how am I 45 minutes in and I don't know what's happening? How have I got to this point where I'm staring down the barrel of another hour and 40 minutes? And now we're looking for mermaids.
and their tears.
I mean, the best thing about the whole film is Ian McShane.
Yes, yeah.
He treats Blackbeard like Shakespeare. and he just chews it up.
Did you ever watch Deadwood?
No.
He's glorious.
No, I love him in the John Wick movies though. I think I just love him.
I think I think the first two Pirates films, there's a lot of fun. There's enough going for them. Even in terms of plot, dare I say.
Oh, the first one's brilliant. I think in a weird way, the first one is an odd masterpiece. In as much as that genre just hadn't been done like that.
Yeah.
That fun. And that's the thing. I think despite the fact that I've just had a small rant about it, I'm going to come back to them why they're important for cinema, because I do think in the grand scheme of things, you need that big tentpole, just go with a big box of popcorn and just watch them. Just let it kind of ooze over you and you're going to laugh. And there is going to be some action in there where you go, oh, that looks quite cool. It has nothing to do with what you're watching, but you will sit there and go, oh, that's quite cool. I think I can't remember if it's Dead Man's Chest, but there's that huge set piece where they're all having a sword fight in the wheel of the. I actually think it's a really well done action scene where they're in the wind. That's
Dead Man's Chest.
That's Dead Man's Chest. But that's really interesting because that is an action set piece that's driving action and the story forward because they're all chasing after the heart, but it's also then moving the characters around the island like a big chess piece.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, I really appreciate that for an action set piece. This doesn't have any of that, but what you do see, you kind of go, oh, yeah, that's fine.
The best way to describe Stranger Tides in particular, it's tired.
Hugely tired.
Because the first, I mean, this film series has got a lot of amazing quotes.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, you best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Yeah.
Is an incredible line.
Oh, yeah.
Because it really kind of sums up the film.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect line. And this film, it just feels like we're just retreading.
Yeah.
It feels very like Crystal Skull, where it just feels like we're just... we don't have to do anything new because everyone kind of knows what they're expecting.
But yeah, right, we'll give you just a couple of stats just to round it off. So 1.46 billion off a budget of 250, so that's serious Disney money. No award nominations, which is not a surprise. May release, so it's a huge tentpole for the summer. Metascore of 45. It's the fourth movie with the fourth worst score.
Wow, 45. That is terrible.
Yeah. It's not as bad as Salazar's Revenge. That's sitting on 39.
That's generous. Now, do you reckon Matt Damon watched Stranger Tides and thought, we need this for my next Bourne film?
I mean, only if he saw Into the Future.
No, Jason Bourne.
Oh, Jason Bourne. Oh, yes. You wanker.
Anyway, The Bourne Identity.
The Bourne Identity. I love this movie.
Paul Greengrass's best ever film that he never directed.
It's Paul Greengrass's movie, that's what everyone will say, but it's the elusive Doug Liman.
It's the man. It's the Doug. The Lyman.
The ghost. Is he actually just the second director, like the second unit director? And, Greengrass did
Has he ever done an interview? Does this man actually exist?
I don't think so.
I
think he's an AI mock-up
of what
someone called Doug Liman would look like.
Is it a pseudonym? Where it's like...
Pseudonym?
Yeah, where it's like... It's actually just someone else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's got a fake name.
Yeah.
It's actually just Steven Spielberg.
It's actually an anagram for...
Either that or it's one of the Gilroys.
Yes.
Because they just turn up out of nowhere.
It's an anagram for Nightcrawler.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Well, no. This is less a Gilroy, if we're being honest.
Did we mention that? Doug Liman, honestly, he could easily have directed Nightcrawler.
He could have done anything.
He could easily have directed
Andor.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger Tides.
He could have easily done that.
He's a madman.
He's absolutely there, but he will never get praised or tarnished with the movie in any way, shape, or form. For all we know, he did Gone Girl.
He's like the Gil of film directing from The Simpsons. It's quite extraordinary how much this man manages to just disappear. Yeah,
it comes out with an absolute banger and then disappears again.
Right, The Bourne.
But yeah, The Bourne, written by Tony Gilroy, brother of Dan, and also William Blake Herron, who's brother of none. So, written by those two.
Do you know that?
Well, according to IMDb, it doesn't have any brother category under William Blake Herron. But based off of a Robert Ludlum book. I mean, Tony Gilroy's legacy with this, he's pretty much done all but the Jason Bourne reboot, sequel.
Yeah, this is really Tony Gilroy's
This is
baby.
Tony Gilroy's, it's like his life projects. Because he also did Legacy.
He did Andor.
He did Andor as well.
Still very weird, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's the thing with writers. They'll do absolute weird stuff, and then they'll just go and absolutely knock it out of the park. I think it seems to be like the odyssey of writers in that sense, right? Like a lot of Hollywood writers will just not do a lot, and then they'll just come out with an absolute banger.
Is this the best film about somebody who has lost their memory?
No, Memento is the best film about someone who's lost their memory.
Yeah, but he hasn't. He has short-term memory loss, so he still has memory.
Well, yeah, but Bourne eventually gets his memory back as well.
I suppose
he also has amnesia.
Is it amnesia?
Yeah, they both have amnesia.
He doesn't have. Does Guy Pearce have? I get confused with stuff like this because it's more of a condition than a situation.
Yeah, he probably has like retrograde amnesia or something like that, where he's lost memory of a certain period of his life. Yeah, he does, and then he has to patch it together using all of his.
Yeah, but he can't regain new memories in Memento.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like a different. It's kind of in the same umbrella.
Yeah,
but it's like a different thing.
Oh, we'll have to look this up, won't we? After. But yeah, I mean, it's about memory loss.
Do you remember 13, the video game? Always reminds me of Bourne.
Was that when you were 13 people in one guy's head?
Oh, I can't remember. But the game.
Why reference it?
No, wait on.
Why did you bring this up?
No, because the game starts with a guy who has no memory.
Oh, okay.
And I always remember he goes, because he's trying to follow who he actually is, and he goes to a bank, and he opens like a vault, and there's a bomb in it, and then he says to himself, "I'm falling into my own trap."
Okay.
And that kind of, gives me Bourne vibes, where he's obviously trying to like, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
I'm Matt
It's
Damon.
such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Well, it's kind of the franchise Matt Damon film. Like he built his own franchise upon this film.
So this is what I was going to ask. We've mentioned in a couple of these episodes so far. I don't think necessarily just such a ranker, but across all of our episodes, this is a true leading man breakout role. Right. This is what essentially Glenn Powell needed, but unfortunately didn't get with Running Man.
The new film hasn't worked either.
No. It's the A24 one has kind of sucked from what I hear.
Flopped.
Yeah.
He's got a film out with Jar Jar Abrams in like November.
Oh, okay. We'll see what happens there. But I mean, he's not. I mean, what he's done Twisters. He Twisters last year, and everything else is just kind of slowly but surely. But anyway, he needed a film like this. This is absolutely Matt Damon's leading man breakout.
This is
role.
when he proved he could be cool.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, I mentioned it. I think at the beginning of the episode. I personally think that this reinvigorated a genre in a post-Matrix world, right? So everything had gone kind of like equilibrium and all things like that, like very like weird action has to happen with bullet time, and then the elusive Doug Liman comes out of nowhere and just says, "No, we're going to go back to like proper old school stuff," and we get the mini car chase scene, and we get arguably the best scene in which a sniper is hunted down. Yes. I love that scene so much. I mean, the only one that the scene that's better than that in the whole. I hold that scene so high that the only scene for me in the whole series that's better than that is the train station scene. I think that scene is phenomenal. But no, in terms of Bourne Identity, yes. Plot. If we need to do much of a plot with this, is Jason Bourne is basically fished out of the sea on a fishing boat. He's lost all of his memory, and it's basically him piecing together the plot of how he ended up in the water.
Yes.
And who he is. He's aided along the way by a trusty companion, who he basically pays to drive him to France, and then they just stay together for the entirety of the movie.
Did you know that this film and Collateral have the exact same music sequence at one point? So the scene with him in the Mini is the exact same music played when Tom Cruise is in the club.
It is.
Murdering people.
Yes.
Which always was one of those things when I was younger, being like, did I? Because I remember watching Collateral and be like, have I seen Bourne Identity? Because I swear this was,
Well, that was always a song. Ready, Set, Go is a Paul Oakenfold song. So it was always a club song before that point. So it's just then just been pulled out and then just attached into movies when there's a cool scene. So it's not a film score song. It is a song that exists. It's like the Trainspotting soundtrack and things like that, where it's like these songs exist outside of it. Like Born Slippy is a huge song, but it's associated now with the movie.
You wouldn't think like Born Slippy would be like in the Full Monty. Like in terms of like the same song being in two different films in a very close window to each other.
But it's more of a. it's a scene setter, right? Like there's a background beat to it where you don't need the words. You can lift the actual words out of that song, and you have a really high adrenaline song that you could either go for a run with, or you could do it as a background to an action
absolute banger.
song. It's an absolute tune.
I do like Tom Cruise murdering people in a nightclub.
Yeah.
While looking
cool.
Fox.
Exactly. In the same way. I also think the Bourne Identity might have inspired the John Wick thing. Like, I can cue with the pencil. The biro scene is hugely famous. And is one of the things that people live from this as well. Story's really good. I think Chris Cooper is a fantastic villain in this as well. Because he is the exposition.
Always rely on Chris Cooper.
You can absolutely always rely on Chris Cooper. There is a really young Walton Goggins in this. Really young Walton Goggins. And he turns up at the beginning, and he's kind of a bit of exposition as well. He works with Chris Cooper in the office too. So yeah, there's names, there's faces. Julia Stiles turns up. Obviously, her role is massively built upon in the second and third movie. Really good, solid action movie.
Suppose John Wick is the closest example to
modern example. Yeah. I mean, you had the Jason Bourne reboot that happened in 2016. 2016, 15? Something around that time. Yeah. But other than that, well, John Wick was 2014. So actually, yeah, John Wick would have
John Wick's
precluded it.
Cool too because it's Keanu Reeves.
It's Keanu Reeves.
An older Keanu Reeves. Like that, you have no right for like a 50-year-old Keanu Reeves to then create like a franchise.
No, and the difference is intent, right? You've got Jason Bourne, for instance, who learns that he has these unbelievable tricks. And can do these amazing things because he's lost his memory, whereas John Wick is just full of intent and he is the boogeyman. And I think there's like I think in video games they call it like God mode. Like there's like a God complex to it where when you get so powered up, there has to be moments where you're all powerful because you're that's the payoff for it. And I think something like John Wick is that in film terms where there's so many. The hero has to fight for that success, whereas John Wick was just, no, this guy's coming to get you. Like, there's no ands, ifs, or buts. And the story and the fun is how he's going to get you. It's not whether he will, it's he is, but how is he going to do it? And I think that's most of the fun of John Wick compared to, say, something like Bourne, where you're watching it going, well, what can he do? Like, he's just going to I think one of the best scenes in the whole film is when he's sitting with his companion and they're talking about... I just don't know my memory. I don't know what I can do. But he's just basically revealed that he's got this amnesia to his companion. And he turns around and he's just like, how is it that I've memorized the 8 cars number plates outside? I know that I can run for a flat out mile at full speed until my hands start to shake. I know that the waitress is left-handed. And I know that the best place to find a gun is in the glove compartment of this one car. And he's basically he's describing all of these things that he just for some reason knows this. Like he knows he's a weapon at this point. I think it's just got it's just really interesting.
A lot of layers.
So many layers. Huge fan of Jason Bourne.
What about Jason Bond?
Jason Bond, that's pretty much it. 240 million off a 60 million budget. Hugely successful for what it was trying to do. No award nominations. Metascore of 68, but it is in fact the worst of the trilogy. Legacy obviously blows, and Jason Bourne isn't great, so I don't really include that. But if you look at this as a trilogy, it's the worst of the three, but arguably probably one of the best trilogies of all time.
Right, what are we going for?
Right. I don't know if this is going to be somewhat controversial because of all the things that we said. I personally think the worst film on this list is House of Gucci.
No. I've got Pirates.
No.
It's boring. House of Gucci is...
House of Gucci's boring.
If it's interesting.
No, it's not. It's boring.
Lady Gaga is fine. Jeremy Irons is... Like, the performances are fine. It just needed that oomph that Ridley Scott's old...
I didn't fall asleep during On Stranger Tides.
Well, because it was relentless.
But that, and I was...
Screaming deaf pirates.
It doesn't matter. I wasn't asleep. Whereas House of Gucci, I was like, I looked at my watch and I was like, this is... I hold boredom as a huge like way of measuring a movie, and if I get bored, you've done something wrong. And Gucci was boring until Jared Leto turned up, and then it was baffling.
I don't think it's that boring. I had an okay time with House of Gucci.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm just like, it's tired, it's done. I don't want to watch any more of this. I'm sick to death of Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Keith Richards, that's fun. Paul McCartney's in Salazar's Revenge. He's just randomly there for 2 seconds.
God.
But no, House of Gucci, I think, is a better film than Pirates.
No, because I think neither one of them you want to rewatch in any way, shape, or form. But I would be quicker to recommend a Pirates of the Caribbean movie to somebody who wants something on a Saturday night. I think you can set the expectations of a movie like Pirates. I think you can get away with it not being that great because of the spectacle of it. I think the world that it creates and the money that it oozes make it easy to recommend to someone. You can, and it's easy to just say, it's not that great, but it's a good Saturday night film with the family. You can't sell that with House of Gucci. I would not recommend that movie to anyone because I think there are things within the genre that even if you go down, all right, it's not necessarily biopic like drama in the same way. Founder is so much more interesting than the House of Gucci. If you look at biopic and the story and stuff like that, and I would absolutely recommend something like The Founder over House of Gucci, and I think that is then to his discredit. The problem is the genre of House of Gucci needs more. It expects more for it to be a bigger hit, and I don't think it does that. And I think that combined with the fact that it's boring makes it A, hard to recommend to anyone. B, I'm never rewatching it in the same way I'm not going to rewatch Pirates. And I don't think then that I don't think it's interesting enough. It didn't hold my attention. I fell asleep.
But Pirates of the Caribbean is a slog, and it's supposed to be like
it's not
popcorn entertainment.
But then when you've got it on, like it's fine. It's fine. Like I don't think like there's an element of it is there is an element where you kind of watch it and you just go, okay, this is really kind of inert and it is dull. And I ranted about this, right? Like we were just talking about it a second ago. But there's a part of me where it's just kind of like, if someone said to me on a Saturday night, "Oh, do you fancy watching the Pirates quadrilogy, or whatever the hell it is, saga?" I go, "Yeah, all right."
No,
like I don't. No. It doesn't offend me, right? Whereas I think the boredom of House of Gucci for me offends.
But
me.
I thought I liked elements of House of Gucci. I don't think I really liked anything of Pirates. It just felt like a slog.
Nah.
And I can't pick a film about another Pirates film where it's basically copying The Last Crusade, but in every possible worst avenue.
I mean, that's just all like movies anyway, isn't it? It's all just taking. It's a tale as old as time. It's not just an Indiana Jones movie. Like that whole chalice thing and all of that lot is a tale as old as time.
You could have done so much more interesting things with it. Well, you could.
Oh, they absolutely could have done. They could have not given the movie to Rob Marshall with it. I don't think either of them are necessarily like. As I say, I wouldn't recommend. If I was going to recommend one over the other for a viewing and entertainment evening, it would be Pirates over Gucci, because I do think that fundamentally there is a crime against the genre with House of Gucci, whereas it's fine because of the spectacle that is Pirates of the Caribbean.
I can't forgive it for the geography. How does Jack Sparrow go? How do you get to England and then just get back to the Caribbean in like a week? That takes like months back then. Months.
There's a boat in this film that ties people up, and you're worried about the geography. He has a boat that lives underwater.
Yeah. Geography's
I think if geography is becoming a part of this conversation, then
no, I think House of Gucci has enough.
Well, I mean, where does Jared Leto accent come from? It's certainly not Italy. Talking about problems with geography.
Well, that film... no, House of Gucci's got a lot of problems, but I would much rather watch that over Pirates. Another Pirates film. You're talking about watching... Oh, do you want to watch all the Pirates films? It would take you about 14 hours to get to Stranger Tides. If you're going to watch a Pirates film, you watch the first one, maybe the second one. House of Gucci is a one-and-done, 2-hour film where you're...
Forget about it and never wander away again.
Where you're baffled by Jared Leto, you're baffled that Ridley Scott made this film. But it's stylish... It looks nice.
Good. It looks
Performances
really good.
are good. Lady Gaga's fine again.
I also said this at the time. The performances of everybody else is massively shat on by how bad Jared Leto is.
Yeah, but that's your cynical side coming out.
It's not my cynical
side.
There's
no plot.
That's it. That's the reality.
There's no.
Whereas in Pirates of the Caribbean, everyone is elevated by Ian McShane.
I don't believe that for a second.
That's because he's going to chew
the
them.
entertainment value of
Ian McShane.
No. There is no plot to these Pirates films. At least there's plot to House of Gucci. House of Gucci gets House of the Ranker on my list. Give in. Indiana.
Fine.
Let it
Fine.
go.
Fine.
Thank you. Right, so we got... that might have been the longest debate we've ever had on such a ranker.
Possibly.
Pirates...
To be fair, though, the one thing I would say is this is actually the most eloquent argument that we've had about a movie where we've both come to this with actually quite good points.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Boring Tides is last, and
Yeah.
House of Boredom is second from
Yeah.
last. Right, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
In a artistic, successful, and fun way.
Actually, movie way. Yeah. I'll let you run with this one.
I'm gonna have The Founder third,
Yeah.
but
Agree.
another film is close. It's not like overwhelming.
Okay.
So what's your third?
Definitely The Founder.
The Founder.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I've got The Bourne Identity second.
So that was sparring with.
But that's close.
I was going to say, is that sparring with The Founder?
I wouldn't say sparring, but it's closer than you think.
Okay.
Like if I was gonna do like a they have Metacritic.
Yeah.
I was gonna have Sam Critic.
Okay.
Samacritic.
Samacritic.
Like The Founder would be like 80, and The Bourne Identity would be like 83, 84.
I mean, that's literally what their scores are, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't. It's obviously not that high. Bourne Identity, I think, is sitting on 68, and The Founder is sitting on 66.
Wow.
So there's only
Okay.
2 points in them.
So wow.
Yeah.
Metacritic is harsh. It's like Pitchfork of film, where it's like masterpieces get like barely like
Yeah.
80.
Yeah.
No, I think The Bourne Identity, it's a really good film. I mean, going on to my winner, which is obviously Gone Girl. I think Gone Girl is sort of like a masterpiece upon itself.
I think it's a gem. I think of the 2010s, I think it's a seriously good movie.
Makes me like ache for more David Fincher films like this.
It makes me ache for more Ben Affleck movies, and that is saying something.
Yeah, if you would have said that in 2013, that would have been sacrilege.
It would have broken me. I would have set a flame, and I
Yeah.
would have fallen apart in front of you.
You would have
They're not words that I would have said.
You would have slowly burnt your version of Dogma.
Never said in my yeah. Gone Girl's an insane piece of cinema that came out in the 2010s, which is actually hard to top in that decade. There's not a lot of films that are better than that in the 2010s.
In this genre, this
yeah.
feels like I don't want to go full into the cliche, but it feels like a proper throwback film where like the thriller got like huge mainstream success critically and commercially.
Yeah. This is like Fincher going back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
And just playing in a genre that he is a master of. He is an auteur in that genre.
Yeah, making a film that feels like scary again.
Yeah.
Which again, he's kind of, I know you mentioned Mindhunter, but yeah, he needs to make a film for the cinema.
He needs a good producer on his side again.
Because he's got a new Netflix film coming out, which is obviously huge because it's a Tarantino film, but it has that streaming thing towards it where it's like, I don't know.
Yep.
I did quite like Mank though.
Yeah, Mank was alright.
Yeah.
It's just too long.
Anyway, that is the list.
That is it. That's not a bad rank at all. So should we count it down for the fans?
Please.
Okay, so at number 5, we have House of Gucci. At number 4, we have... I'm taking a piss. No, at 5, reluctantly, we have Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. At number 4, we have House of Gucci. At number 3, we have The Founder. At number 2, we have The Bourne Identity. And at number 1, we have Gone Girl. Thank you for taking part in the latest episode of Such a Ranker. How do you rate our list? What do you agree with or what do you disagree with? Would you do anything differently? We'd love to hear your opinions, and if you have any comments, please leave them in the Spotify comment section. And if you can, give us a bit of a... I don't know, but what do you do on Spotify? Do you like and subscribe? You don't, do you? Do you follow and rank?
You can follow and rank.
You can follow and
comment.
rank and comment.
And
all of those lovely things.
Love.
Absolutely.
Put us a favourite. Make a folder.
Make a folder, yeah, why not? You can actually add us into your library, I think.
I've made a folder of all the Radiohead albums.
Yeah, and actually the best thing is, on Spotify, they actually add in like subtitles to what we say. And because we're horribly from Essex, every so often some of the words come up that just make no sense. They're all gobbledygook. It's brilliant. Anyway, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.